It is a nice sunny fall day in Minnesota, and today we are exploring our own local Minnesota backyard and going to Bemidji, Minnesota. Bemidji is the home of Paul Bunyan and Babe the Big Blue Ox, and it's also very close to the start of the Mississippi River, the headwaters of the Mississippi River. So, a little home state exploring today. Just a day trip for funsies.
Yeah, boo boo.
Traffic, experimental A2, Niner Echo Charlie, taking off for runway 16, departing to the east. Fleming. Alright, Nichols ready?
Yep.
Where are we going?
Bemidji. Why are we going to Bemidji?
To get out of the house.
It's a beautiful Sunday.
It is. Nice fall day.
Fall in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And Bemidji is, if you were to look at the state of Minnesota, it's like right here in the middle, upper. And Bemidji is well known for Paul Bunyan and Babe the Big Blue Ox.
Yep.
What?
Who saved the Big Blue Ox?
Oh, you are gonna
We're
see.
getting some rain.
Whoa.
Yeah, we've been feeling a little cooped up. Haven't really done much other than work, school, house projects.
I started a business.
That's the
working.
thing.
Yeah, I did. It's been a lot of work. So it's just a day trip to get out of the house is nice.
Yep.
In Bemidji,
Welcome VFR for
The-
076.
color is at 75%.
Yep. So, beautiful fall day. We want to go see some colors, get out of the house.
November 9 Echo Charlie, contact Minneapolis Center 118.05.
11805, Niner Echo Charlie. So we are on an IFR flight plan. That's why we've got a lot of the radio traffic in the background. A little bit of clouds. Probably didn't need to, but hey, you know, if I'm flying more than an hour away, I'd like to have an extra set of eyes looking out for me.
Upon 11, Roger, coming maintain flight level 320.
I'm on maintain flight level 320.
Just gotta check in here. Minneapolis Center, experimental A2, Niner Echo Charlie, level 6000.
Number 18, Echo Charlie, Minneapolis Center, hello, the Brainerd altimeter 3034, that band of modification extends all the way to Bemidji.
3034, Niner Echo Charlie.
What's this 658? Got the flash of the next sector, so I'm not sure how their rides are, but just some occasional light top machines, most altitude.
Minneapolis Center, experimental A29 Echo Charlie has the weather at Bemidji, request visual 13.
November 900, November Papa, Roger. Your clear visual approach to the Fort Francis Airport. Let me take a look here for your outbound. Just stay with me. And November 9 Echo Charlie, I understand you did have the weather there. Which approach were you looking for?
9 Echo Charlie has the weather, request visual 13, 9 Echo Charlie.
November 9 Echo Charlie, you can expect that. Descend pilot discretion, maintain 4,000.
4,000, 9 Echo Charlie.
Citations to Charlie Sierra. Are you still with Minnie?
Rain. Minneapolis Center, experimental 829 Echo Charlie has field in sight. We can cancel IFR at this time.
Experimental 829 Echo Charlie, IFR cancellation is received. I'll tell you about a few pieces of traffic here. I observed one aircraft about 6 miles west of the field, type and altitude unknown. And then around the same time, maybe just a few minutes after your arrival, there's a Falcon inbound. I'm not talking to them yet, but your IFR cancellation is received, and you can walk VFR. Have a good day.
VFR, we have the departing traffic on the fish finder. 9 Echo Charlie, thanks for your help.
Towers 4232, go.
Bemidji traffic, experimental A29 Echo Charlie, 10 to the south, 3,200 inbound 13, Bemidji.
Bemidji, ILS currently 25.
Yep.
Thank you. And this.
3 is 5 south, Midsummer crosswind 13, Bemidji.
Bemidji traffic, experimental A29 Echo Charlie is 4 miles south, entering left downwind 13, Bemidji. It's raining. Never played in the rain before. Birds.
It's very handy that when you fly into an airport, they have a courtesy car available.
Hi. Yeah, this is Bemidji Aviation, and they've got multiple crew cars available. It looks like they have slots for 3. 2 were here, just walked up. They didn't ask us to buy fuel. They're not going to charge us anything to tie down. They're just, here's the keys.
It's amazing.
It's got a full tank of gas, so I'll return it with a full tank of gas, and now we just need to figure out.
Whoa,
So we're in
what do
Bemidji,
we-
now what are we going to do?
Okay, we better Google.
Paul Bunyan.
Should we
Oh.
go see Paul Bunyan?
Yeah. let's go see
Paul Bunyan.
Okay, here we go.
This is a great little park. We're at the Paul Bunyan Park in Bemidji, and they have this really cool statue of Babe and Paul Bunyan. They have a really nice little playground for the kids that they seem to be having fun. It's on the lake. The lake is beautiful, and the fall colors are just starting to change. Bunyan's foot?
Yeah, over there. He walked through here.
Oh no.
Bemidji, Minnesota is considered the first city on the Mississippi and is the largest city in the watershed and headwaters area of the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River actually flows through Lake Bemidji.
Come on, there's monsters ahead.
Bemidji Lake State Park is located on the north shore of Lake Bemidji. As the ice melted 10,000 years ago, soil, gravel, and rock were deposited, creating the park's rolling landscape, swamps, and bogs. Bogs, sometimes known as Minnesota's last wilderness areas, have long been hidden due to their inaccessibility. At Lake Bemidji State Park Bog Walk Trail, you can see the unique ecology of a bog up close.
It's EJ. What do you think, EJ?
Good.
What's good?
The big lake.
Big Bog Lake.
BBL.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
We loved exploring this conifer bog and found some of Minnesota's most unusual plants, like the insect-eating pitcher plant and round-leafed sundew. Put Lake Bemidji State Park on your
There you
travel
go.
list. Even though we had to carry Dash a few times, this is a great little walking gem for wildlife and gorgeous views.
Glad we get to sleep in our own bed.
Yeah. You know, Bemidji was it's about a 4-hour car drive, right? We made it in about 55-minute flight.
It was really pretty flight on the way up. Now it's dark. It's fun to see lights.
Yeah. You know, I do like flying at night. It's calmer. I love watching the lights go by. I love, you can see, if there's any other airplane, you can see them for miles and miles away from their lights. But, you know, it does have some additional risks flying at night. Primarily, if you ever had engine problems and you had to try to set down somewhere, you know, it's dark. And, you know, at that point, I think the best thing to do, my opinion, not sure if it's right, but I think what I would try to do is, obviously, fly high, give yourself lots of options. After that, go to an airport in the glide ring. Like right now, if we had engine problems, I'd do a 180. We'd easily make Aiken Airport. I know they have a nice big runway there. If we were not in a glide ring to an airport, I would look for a long string of lights for a road and do that.
School night.
Yeah.
So we got it in a quick afternoon, home to bed. School and work tomorrow. We're about half an hour out, so we'll get home right at close to bedtime.
We'll be at our home airport at 8:19 p.m. So it'll be
a little later.
It'll be 9 o'clock before we get home for sure. Because we have to fuel up, put the plane away, get the kids loaded up. It's about a 25-minute drive home from the airport.
I think that aviation rules indicate that you need to add an hour for every child you have.
To every leg of the journey?
Yes.
How's our route looking in for Skywas 1800, the radar?
It's raining, but I can still see light ground lights far in the distance. So we're not in clouds. We're not obstructed in any way, shape, or form. We're just going through some very light rain.
Out the window, it looks so cool.
Doesn't that look cool?
No, it does look super cool.
So yeah, successful trip.
It looks like we're in space and we're traveling at hyperspeed.
Ooh, yeah. Hyperspeed. 140 knots.
160 knots.
Oh, 160 ground speed.
Collins 121, contact Minneapolis Center 123.72. Have a good day.
Yes, good day, afternoon, fall trip up to northern Minnesota.
We got a chance to use a little bit more advanced features in the IFR Navigator. Since we're flying
5 Alpha Tango,
into an airport that's underneath the Class Bravo, and we're kind of going
And 5 Alpha Tango down to 4,000.
Through the area of the Class Bravo. They don't necessarily want us flying where the big planes are going. So we're on an IFR plane, and we were cruising along at 9,000, and they want us to kind of get down below the big Class Bravo, kind of upside down wedding gate. So we're flying direct to a waypoint that's, I don't know, 60 miles north of the cities. That's a little more east than we need to, just to keep us out of the weather. And we got this call from air traffic control that said, A29er Echo Charlie, 40 nautical miles north of South St. Paul. We want you at or below 5,000 feet. One of the cool features is that in the GTN is you can add a waypoint along your track. So I clicked on KSGS and I hit an insert before, or along track, and it says, okay, so along the track, how far before it? And I said 40 nautical miles. And it created a waypoint 40 nautical miles north of South St. Paul.
269er Juliet Hotel.
And then I could take that new waypoint that I created and say, I want to be at 5,000 feet at this waypoint. Then, furthermore, I can do what's called a vertical navigation calculation. And I can say, well, I'm currently 9,000. I know I want to descend at 500 feet per minute because that's a nice, comfortable descent. So where do I need to start my descent to take a 500 foot per minute, downhill run to end up at that waypoint at that altitude? And it figured it all out, and it gave me a countdown to my top of descent point. So that's when I start the descent. And it's actually before this waypoint. So we're flying along 9,000. We're heading downhill, making a turn at the waypoint, continuing down, and then leveling off. And it does it all automatic because I just put it into a vertical navigation mode for the altimeter. We're on nav mode, and it just flies it. It's
wow. How'd you learn how to do that?
The first time, literally the day I flew home for my instrument rating, I got a very similar one, and it was a request I had never heard before. 40 miles before a waypoint, I want you at this altitude. So I wrote down the clearance, and I knew I had time, and I kind of had to poke around a little bit to figure it out. I put it into heading mode, so changing the navigation wouldn't change anything, and I got it to work. But you'll learn something on every single IFR flight.
It turned.
Yeah, it's in a descent, turning to go direct Fleming.
Oh.
And then I got this blue banana. So there's my 40 nautical, that little blue triangle is the 40 nautical mile north. That's my target. And that blue banana is showing me when I'm going to intercept my target altitude of 5,000 feet. And it's kind of moving around a little bit because we have just some slight bumps, but typically just before.
Yeah.
Number 829 Echo Charlie, contact Minneapolis approach on 121.2. Have a good day.
1212, 9 Echo Charlie. Minneapolis approach, experimental 829 Echo Charlie, 6,200, descending 5,000.
RV 829 Echo Charlie, Minneapolis approach, Minneapolis altimeter 3029, advise the weather or no for that South St. Paul, send the visual approach.
3029er, and we'll advise weather, expecting the visual, 9 Echo Charlie. So the visual means it's a nice night. We can see to land, so we don't need to use a full instrument approach plan, which will take you out, and it's a lot more work for them. It's a lot more work for us. It doesn't get us anything. So he was just asking us to let us know when we have the weather. All right, so nice clear night, but 8 o'clock, I think they're getting a bit of a rush of kind of the last flights of the night coming into Minneapolis. So ATC was a little busy. They were starting to, give me headings to deviate me a little bit farther east than I want to go to get out of, some approaching airliner traffic. So figured I'd reduce their workload, get out of the Class Bravo, and I can stay more direct by going VFR. We're only 7 minutes out, 20 miles. Home again, jiggity jig.
Bad poopy wood.
Please stop saying poopy wood as I'm trying to take video of you.